Good morning and welcome back to Ferris Farming Organic. Today, sure you guys picked that up, we're cultivating. Now we are a different cultivator than our John Deere 3-sweep, so we will get out later and cover that. It's pretty windy out, so the audio might be an issue, but we do have a new cultivator. It's a prototype, it's pretty cool, and it's working really good. As I'm sure you guys can tell, we got a new box right here. This is the down pressure for the track rows and the other rows. To be honest with you, I don't really know what that is. I've ran this cultivator a total of about 2.5 to 3 hours, so I'm not super duper familiar with it, but I'm not sure I'm going to be running it again, so I figured I'd take the video now. We're going to have to gather some more information about this machine before we start explaining all of it, so let's just get into today's video instead. We're only going to be in the tractor today till about 3-4 o'clock because we've got another wedding to go to. So we're going to make the most out of the short time we have in this beautiful tractor cab, running this beautiful cultivator in this beautiful field of beans. Actually, it's not a very beautiful field of beans. This field actually got some hail damage, and can't really tell now as much. It's bounced back pretty good, but this field got a little bit smoked earlier in the week this week. Or I showed that in that last video, I think, but the corn and beans that got hit by hail have bounced back very fast and very good. About a week later, they look about as good as they did before the hail. They would have looked better if it didn't get hail, obviously, but they don't look that bad. Our big issues, and if you've watched the videos, I'm sure you've seen, grass this year in soybeans is a big issue in this area. Not just for organic guys, conventional guys too. Early on, everyone just had a ton of grass in their row of beans, and no one's field looked great by any means. Turns out if you just get hail, it kind of just destroys everything in your field. It's kind of like flaming. Now that was a joke. We do use a flamer. It's more of a last resort type of thing. I know some guys do, like, not pre-merge flaming, but like right when the beans are just starting to pop through, they'll flame and set everything back that way, but we do not do that, I guess. We sometimes flame corn when it's about a foot tall, because I'm sure you guys have seen our sprayer, quote-unquote sprayer, someone clipped that, is actually a flamer. Instead of a chemical tank, it has a propane tank on it. There's a video out on that, I think, from last year. Maybe go watch that. Anyway, so yeah, not sure how we got on that topic, but we don't flame soybeans, really. I can't remember a time we flamed soybeans. I'm sure we have at some point, but I do not recall ever doing it. Anyway, on to other topics. I got to run Max's cultivator yesterday. It's that cultivator with section control, so like on point rows, like what I'm doing right now, there's two different AB lines that go north and south that don't line up, so they overlap a little bit, which are called point rows, which if you cultivate with this cultivator, you'll take out some corn that is growing or beans that are growing on the point rows. That cultivator, you just lift up each individual section or each individual row unit of cultivator sweeps, then you don't take out the corn. You can just continue driving. And it's kind of like a planter, so I always did the end rows, or Max always does the end rows first, and then the cultivator will know when it gets to the end when it has to pick up. So it's pretty slick, actually. We will have to get a video out on that. Maybe after we're done in the field, before we start oats, we'll do a little, not tour, but kind of show every piece of summer tillage or weed control that we use on our farm. You guys just watched how I come up with YouTube videos, so you learn something every single day, I guess. Anyway, this field's cleaning up pretty nice. They have hand weeded this field, so obviously it looks much better than what it did before, but this cultivator is working. This cultivator's working pretty good too, I would say. Since it's a new cultivator, everything's, brand new. All the bolts are nice and tight. Everything's kind of just dialed in pretty good on this cultivator, so it's working real nice. I'm gonna be able to go about 4 miles an hour, 3.5 to 4, so not getting a ton done compared to what I was getting done yesterday, but still, I think 4 miles an hour is still above 30 some acres per hour, so that's not bad. Okay, so I was wrong. We're only getting about 26 acres per hour. Yeah, about 4.5, 4.2 is 30 acres done per hour, so 3.5's like 25. It just goes to show you, I know I've talked about it, the difference between a half mile an hour when you're going this speed for a long period of time is a very big difference. I really hope we don't hit our pickup right now. I did just hook up the new microphone, so you guys are gonna have to comment down below whether the audio is better now or in previous videos, or if it's the exact same and I just wasted money. Comment down below. Anyway guys, we're just farming. We just finished up the headlands on the north side. We just have the south ones left. Then we're gonna move just kitty corner to that field right there. Now these row units right here are row weeder. I don't know if they're called Envelop Pro or what they're considered really. Jack or Max are saying we're gonna have to comment the official name for these. But essentially what these are is a couple farmers or engineers built updated 85.6 John Deere row units essentially for row crop cultivating. I kind of stumbled through the words there, but essentially it's the same kind of build as the old John Deere row units, just updated, better, I don't know, materials, just better built. There's also, you can see these cylinders right here. There is down pressure on these, which is really nice. So in the track rows, I have more down pressure to work the track rows up better compared to, you know, the rows that are not taking out the tracks. Obviously, with there being more compaction in the track rows, you wanna get those out. But these are just an updated John Deere, I would say, row unit for row crop cultivating. There's a few pretty big differences, but I would say like these gauge wheels, a little bit wider, a little more beefier. Shouldn't go through as many as those. I'm not sure if I've showed the process of changing a gauge wheel on the John Deere row units, but these I either shouldn't have to change as much, and they look quite a bit easier to change. As far as the sweeps, they're just the same. They're knock-ons, kind of the same as John Deere, or the exact same as John Deere, just nice knock-on sweeps. Super easy to change, nice and durable. I mean, the crank bar is the same for the depth, so it looks the same as the John Deere row unit. Obviously it's a different color, and obviously it is a different row unit than John Deere's. It's just kind of the upgraded and updated form of the John Deere row unit. And I believe the engineers or the people that are making them are planning to have these for sale, I believe this winter or sometime next year. So looking forward to that. And it is also, it's 60 feet, 30-inch spacing. Running it on a John Deere 348 RX. You know, that was probably a good test for the brand new mic. If it performed well out there in the wind and by the loud tractor, I think we got a winner. Just getting out here, guys, make sure the cultivator's all good. Been running for about, I don't know, 2-3 hours. We're taking out a lot of stuff in the middle row. I don't know if you can't really tell right here because I just worked it up, but there's a lot of little weeds coming, a lot of little white roots coming in right there, so this is a good pass to get done. But yeah, all the sweeps look good. Like I said, this is a new cultivator, so I would kind of expect the wear parts not be very worn down yet on this implement. One thing that is very important, especially doing cultivation, you want to make sure you're centered up right in the row. When you started, like your tractor is just set up nice and center. That way sometimes, so say if I was an inch this way or an inch that way, there's going to be an inch of weeds along this row of beans that I'm not going to get. So that's why being centered up when you're cultivating or doing any types of weed control, it's very important. As you guys can probably tell, we do have some pieces of grass here in the row of corn. Like this, we would not be able to get out with a tine weeder or a cultivator. This is pretty much just a hand weeding weed. We'll throw that in the middle of the row and cover it up with dirt in this next pass. But yeah, this field looks pretty good. I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but this field was hand weeded, or at least the bad patches were. So that's why there's not, near as much grass as some fields have in their track rows as this one or in the row of beans. But this field's cleaning up nice. This cultivator's working nice. So hopefully that just continues. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to go. We have a wedding to get to. We have the point rows left, and then one more round along the west road. So it would have been nice for us to finish, but we have to walk about a half mile to our pickup, and we gotta get going. Well guys, we're going to call it a video. If you enjoyed today's video, leave a like. If you are not subscribed, you already know. Catch you in the next one.